Recording in progress.
Okay, I'm going to present my screen. Okay. So the topic we have today, so the series we are going through right now, it's, as I said, it's the third episode today. The name of the series is Decoding Agile, and we are into our third topic, which is understanding the Agile mindset. We have people here from our Lean and Agile group, Bahrain, and we have people from Qatar and Riyadh. So welcome all of you. Let's discuss the agenda. So we'll quickly introduce ourselves, me and Haitham, and then we will jump right into the topic, which is about the mindset, especially Agile mindset. So we'll quickly discuss what is a mindset, why the mindset is important, what is the difference between fixed and growth mindset, what are these, and what are the key differences, and then some of the indicators and enablers of Agile mindset. And at the end, we will have about 10 minutes for your question and answers. So feel free to note down if you have any questions along the way. We will be coming back to those towards the end. All right, so a bit about me. My name is Mohammad Jamil. I'm based in Bahrain. I consider myself as a knowledge worker. I'm a passionate Agile enthusiast. I'm an Agile trainer with IC Agile. And I'm been working on different positions as project manager, Agile coach, and enterprise Agile coach as well. I come from a technical background. I started my career as a programmer, and then over the years, I transitioned to the project management and Agile roles. And most of my development experience is in banking and fintech clients in the Gulf region. And currently, I'm based in Bahrain. So this is some of my quick introduction. Haitham, if you can please introduce yourself as well.
Yeah, so my name is Haitham Ahmed. I am the CTO in Sirdim, Egypt. I'm actually based in Egypt. And I have like more than 15 years in product development in different domains, banking, payment, government solutions, healthcare, and so on. I'm also considering myself as a knowledge worker. I have deep knowledge in enterprise architecture and in developing products using different technologies. And also I am certified product owner. I have knowledge in product management, and I have also master's degree in business information technology. Besides, I have experienced knowledge in applying Agile practices. I am a certified Agile coach and Agile team facilitator. And also I'm a certified Agile trainer. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Haitham. So a quick recap of our previous sessions. We already have had 2 sessions before. We usually do 1 session in a month, which is usually in the second or third Saturday of the month. And the previous topics which we have covered was the Agile history, basically the importance of Agile in historical and today's context, where we explored the evolution of Agile and where do we stand today, what kind of frameworks we have and all. And then in the previous session last month, we went through the basics of Agile, which is Agile Manifesto, the 4 values and 12 principles of Agile Manifesto. And we also discussed the implementation of Agile Manifesto with a real case example. So these were the 2 sessions we already had previously, and now we are into the third episode, which is Agile Mindset. So what is Agile Mindset? Haitham, over to you if you can explain this.
Yeah. So mindset, this is something very important, because actually it is your thought process. Okay. And if you are speaking about your mindset, this is your thought process that is behind every action, every decision that you are taking. Okay. And it is, as you have a mindset, also the organization and the management have a mindset. And it's very important to explore this, because the mindset, actually it contains the values, the beliefs, the intentions, and the principles behind every action and decision while you're doing your work. So I'm giving you a comparison between different thoughts about the management styles and the human motivation. And this is actually a comparison between theory Y and theory X motivation, human motivation in work. So in the left-hand side, it's actually theory X, and where you are thinking that people most likely they dislike their work and they find it boring. Then this is a general attitude, and their direction, you have to force them to make the right effort and to do the right action. Okay, and they are not responsible, and they will avoid the responsibility, and they are only motivated by money, and they are fearing from job security, and they don't have creativity except for getting around rules. So this is a mindset, and there's another mindset which is that the people need to work and they want to work. They will be self-organized. They can direct themselves, and they will seek and accept responsibility. And they are motivated on the right conditions. They're going to be motivated and they're going to do things. And they are highly creative team members, okay? So this is actually totally two different mindsets. And if you have the mindset in the left, then of course you're going to have different processes, HR processes, and how the work will be organized. It would be totally different if you're applying the mindset in the right, okay? So it's very important to understand the mindset. And of course, we're going to speak more about the Agile mindset itself, but it's good to explore the mindset in general and explore theory X and theory Y mindset. Okay, we can move next.
Thank you. Sorry. Okay, why the mindset is important. So basically, this is something which I personally have come across a lot of time with different people. They ask me, okay, we have implemented the right tools for agility. We have implemented the right practices. We have also hired the right people in the organization to promote agility. And we have right processes, tools, people, but we are still not able to get the results. We are still not able to get the benefits, or we cannot still see the improvement. So basically, what is missing? You have the right people, you have the right tools and techniques and processes, and you have all the things rightly implemented. The most important thing usually which is missing is the right mindset. Unless you have the right mindset, all what you are doing is you are just doing agile, you are not being agile. So there is a distinct difference between both of these. When we say doing agile and being agile, it does not mean that you should not be doing things in agile way. Yes, that is also important, but with that, being agile is also most important thing. Because as Saitam said, unless you have the right mindset, nothing will actually get translated into whatever you are doing on your daily basis. So how to translate your values from implicit to explicit? This is the why the mindset is most important, because when you have the right mindset, everything you do gets aligned with your mindset, and actually it gets translated in all of your actions. And then you start seeing your results. If you don't believe that, for example, if you don't believe that the failure is something that is not wrong, it's something that is good for learning, it's a learning opportunity. Unless you don't have that mindset, you will always be trying to resist the failure. And then you will always spend all your energies in trying to avoid the failure. And once you are doing that, you will be doing things in a different way. But if you have a mindset where you are not afraid of being failed, or you are not afraid of failing, and you have a kind of experimental mindset where you are open to embrace the changes, you are open to be in a situation where you fail, but you learn at the same time, and you improve and retrospect and self-organize after that. So point is, the kind of mindset you have that is going to dictate how you are going to work. And if you don't have the right mindset, no tools or processes or values or principles is going to help you unless you have the right mindset. So mindset, having the right mindset is the most important thing when we are talking about the agile transformation.
But before going to this slide, I'm going to speak about a certain example in the daily stand-up and how different mindsets can make the daily stand-up something totally different. So before going to the daily stand-up event, how many of you is using Scrum? Would you please raise your hands?
Okay, we have 1, 2, so we have quite a few people who around 6 to 7 people.
6, 7 people. Okay, so let me give a small brief about daily stand-up. Daily stand-up is an event you meet every day, and they are speaking about what they are doing and their impediments towards. So if I have the wrong mindset, for instance, I'm not putting in my mind that we are a team and we are collaborating together to achieve a goal. So I see sometimes in daily stand-ups that there is a dysfunction where everyone is like speaking to himself. For instance, a developer, he will say that I'm developing this part with this technology, and I have like few steps, and then I'm going to finish. Nobody understand what he meant by his status. And you can also hear a business analyst where he's going to say that I have certain business cases to write. Okay, still the context is not clear. Okay, and a tester can say that I have certain test cases to write. Okay, so all of them are telling certain status, but nothing is actually fruitful from this conversation. It is different than a developer will say, for instance, I'm working in this user story, which is related to that goal, and I finished this acceptance criteria, and there is a remaining one acceptance criteria. Is much more business oriented, and the others are speaking with respect to the goal. Okay, so if I'm going to do this, then there will be much more high collaboration and also a lot of transparency, so that we're going to check whether are we achieving the goal or not. In the other case, it's going to be vague till we reach a huge problem. Okay, so from the mindset, if I put in my mind that I'm collaborating with all the team and they have to know that status, and maybe I'm going to get a feedback that finally will result in improving my work, then I will act differently than I'm just telling a status for a status sake, and I don't care whether people understand or not. Okay. Okay, so we can move next.
All
okay.
Right. So the fixed and growth mindset. So when we talk about having the right mindset, generally there are two types of mindsets that people usually have. One is the fixed mindset, we call it fixed mindset, and the other one is growth mindset. We will explore both of these in the next few slides. So on a very high level, fixed mindset is something which you can consider as a very command and control and authoritative mindset. And the growth mindset is more of a kind of open mindset, which is flexible and open. We will see it in the next slide in further detail. So Haitham, fixed mindset forward.
Yeah. So for the fixed mindset, every mindset has very important parts, or in the three main parts, which are the values, the beliefs, and finally the principles. Okay. So each mindset has certain values. Okay. So for the fixed mindset, it always wants to win, not to lose. Okay. I have to be always right. I never do something wrong. Okay. And if there is, if I'm feeling bad about something, I will not express that, and I will act rationally. I will not, I'm not going to be a human and work with different cases in a humanly manner. Okay, so this is actually the values of a fixed mindset. always want to win. And his idea has to win. Okay, my viewpoint has to win. I am the right person. The other people's are not right. Okay, I'm focusing on my personal wins, not the team wins. And of course, will lead to a lot of dysfunctions in the behaviors. So I'm going to tell the people my view, and I don't care about their views. Okay, and I don't care about them. So maybe I will withhold certain relevant information for myself. Okay, and my reasoning I will keep it myself, and I don't care about the other people reasoning. I'm caring about my position and everything about my success, but not about the team success. Okay, and I want to control the conversation. I would like to impose my ideas. Okay, so it's much more a command and control mindset, and it is very difficult to have such mindset in an environment that contains a lot of uncertainty, a lot of changes, a lot of challenges, a lot of competition. Okay, so let's move to the growth mindset.
Sure. So if we go to growth mindset, on the other hand, so the values are a bit different. The values are basically transparency. Everything needs to be transparent and communicated with everyone involved. We call it honest transparency, curiosity to explore and discuss and collaborate, and informed choices. There should be accountability and compassion. Uh, for example, when I have something, I have one view. So instead of a fixed mindset where I say, okay, I'm the right person for this job, I'm the most experienced person in the job, that's why whatever I'm saying is right. I don't care whatever everybody else is saying. What I say is right, based on my experience, based on my expertise. Um, what I said is absolutely correct. So I don't even want to hear about what others are saying. That is the fixed mindset. But on the growth mindset, even though I believe that my point of view is right, based on my knowledge and based on my humble opinion, what I'm saying about this particular situation is right, I express my opinion, but then I ask others to share their opinions as well. Nobody is a god. Everybody, nobody is a perfect person. Maybe there is a less junior person, less experienced person than me, but at that point in time, he has a better opinion compared to me. Even if he doesn't have the better opinion, at least there is no harm of listening to him. That promotes the collaboration, that promotes the team culture, that promotes the curiosity in the team as well. So idea here is to, even though you express your opinion, everybody thinks that his opinion is right, but it's just the ability to be open-minded and listen to others as well. Let them express themselves, give them space so they can contribute and express themselves as well. So even though I state my views, I ask others to share their views, or if they are reluctant to share their views, I ask them the questions so they can answer and express themselves. So idea is to get the views from everyone, and it's more of a team culture where nobody considers himself as one man show. It's always a team first. Similarly, if I have any information which is important for the project or for the success, I don't keep it to myself. I share that relevant information with everyone. Um, so we have more of a collaborative culture. Um, we always try to collectively agree on all the decisions instead of one person taking all the decisions or taking shots at everything. It's always a collaborative environment where everybody is engaged and they collectively take the decisions. We always try to contribute. We always appreciate if people disagree, and we always are open to hear their point of views. We jointly design, we always discuss, we collaborate, and we are very more transparent. So this is more about growth mindset, where the most important thing is it's always about the team, not about myself or not about one particular guy. There is no boss in the team. Everybody is on equal level. And then we are always open to share things, hear the other's perspective, and we are always open to discuss things. So this is more about open mindset or growth mindset. And remember, this is where we don't consider failure as something bad. Failure is always considered as an opportunity to grow, as an example for it. So this was mainly about growth mindset. And then we have a kind of a quick comparison between fixed and growth mindset. Aitam, if you can take us the first few, and then I will jump in.
Oh, well, actually, I'm thinking about something good for that comparison, Jamil.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm thinking that we're going to make it like two companies. You're going to be the company that have the growth mindset, and I'm going to be a company that have a fixed mindset. Okay, and there is a new idea. Okay, a small junior employee is suggesting a new idea. Okay, and we're going to compare if I have the fixed mindset, what will happen? And if I have the growth mindset, what will happen? Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay, good. Okay, so from my side, if someone junior comes with this idea, and actually first I'm going to avoid such a challenge. Okay, so we have this something to be done, and the senior management is already they have said this. Okay, and actually I don't know whether this idea will be good or not. And if I propose this to the senior management, I'm going to be unable to handle the criticism. So I prefer to ignore it much more, to play safe and ignore it better. So from your side, what are you going to do?
So as per the growth mindset, see, we should be able to hear to the ideas, even if it's from the junior employee, because what happens sometimes is one good idea can come from anyone, even if the guy is junior or senior. And second thing is, even if the idea is not good, it might trigger ideas, further ideas. So sometimes what happens is people say something and the other people get that in their mind, and then they start thinking on the same thing and they come up with different ideas. So one idea can trigger multiple ideas. So if we are in a team configuration where the junior guy stood up and said something, seniors might take some points from there and come up with better ideas. So that's why we should always encourage juniors to come up with their ideas. And as seniors or as the team members, we should be able to embrace it, listen to it. And then if it's something which is stupid or not relevant, we gracefully hear it and then move to the next one. But let them express.
And something else also as a fixed mindset, I'm going to be threatened by the success of that junior. And if this idea looks good, this means that he's going to win and I'm going to lose. Okay, the fixed mindset will think like that. And also as a fixed mindset, I will try my best to get the most approvals. If I see it relevant, I will take the most approvals so that I will not take the responsibility. And remember the theory X and theory Y. I'm not going to take the responsibility. I will take approvals to avoid any risk about this idea. And for me, failure, if there's a failure happened, this would be something very shameful. Okay, and I cannot actually stand something like that. And if this happens, this means that if there is a small problem in the idea, I will give up easily. Okay, so this is from the fixed mindset point of view.
Sure. From the growth mindset perspective, it's not one person that is running the show, it's a team. And whatever happens, it's the team's collective responsibility. We are not going to point finger on one individual, a senior or junior, and put the whole blame on this. Either we succeed as a team or we fail as a team. This is number one. Number two, even if we fail, as long as we understand why we failed, what went wrong, why it went wrong, and how we can avoid that moving forward in the future assignments. As long as we have that in place, we learn from our mistakes, we retrospect, we identify the mistakes, and we try our level best to avoid those mistakes in the future. It should be fine. I'm sure all the people here, none of them can say that they never failed in their life so far. Everybody fails. So failure is something which is not bad. It's something that teaches us how to avoid the same mistake in future. And as long as we are doing that, it should be fine. So from a growth mindset perspective, one, this is not one person's responsibility or issue. We should not hold one person accountable. It's the team's collective effort. Either we fail as a team or we succeed as a team. And at the same time, we also need to encourage the juniors because we want to train them, help them grow and excel in their expertise as well.
So as a conclusion, يعني, a company with a growth mindset, they will explore a lot of options and a lot of opportunities. Okay. And with a fixed mindset, they will play safe. While actually there's a huge uncertainty, and we are in a VUCA world where the opportunities are volatile, uncertain, okay, and there's a complexity in them, okay, and it needs a lot of experimentation to check where is the value is, okay. So in such world with this huge uncertainty, it's better to adopt a growth mindset over fixed mindset. And also, I would like to give you like a real example. I was working in a team, and then we have listed a certain features to achieve a certain goal, and then a developer challenged these features against the goal. He told us that he has a better idea, and he come up with a very simple feature. And when we make like an analysis and brainstorming for that feature, we find out like his idea makes sense and make more sense than whatever we have thought about. And we have implemented what he has, his ideas, because actually we have achieved the goal with a very simple creative idea in a much more less time. But if there was a fixed mindset, then we're going to tell him that who are you to express such idea or to challenge the features? We have these features, you just do it, just execute things. And finally, all of us will actually lose. We're going to lose the idea, we're going to lose the effort, we're going to lose the time.
Yeah, and few more things on this. Imagine the kind of motivation and empowerment that developer must have felt after you accepted his idea.
Yeah.
Even though he was junior, seniors actually listened to him, appreciated his idea, and went ahead and implemented that. So basically, what you are doing with the growth mindset, not only you are accepting more ideas from juniors or all the team members, you are at the same time empowering them, motivating them, and encouraging them. This is how the people grow. If you accept their idea, next time they will try to put in more effort. And then I hear a lot of time, like people ask me as a manager or as the senior level leader, my team is not motivated to work. They are not coming up with new ideas. You should ask yourself why your team is not motivated. Do you give them the right space, or do you give them the right environment, or do you have the right mindset to make them motivated? Because if you don't allow them to express themselves, you don't allow them to innovate, don't allow them to come up with new ideas, and you don't encourage them, there is no way you can motivate them. So there are like multifold advantages of having a growth mindset. Let's leave it here at this and then move to the next one, which is, so now that we have discussed the both type of mindset, which is growth and fixed mindset. So what is agile mindset in that case? Basically, agile mindset is, as you can guess, growth mindset, because when we say we have the growth mindset, that means we are open to things, which is actually very close to what agile teaches us. Embrace the change, continuous improvement, more transparency. So when you have the growth mindset, actually you kind of have agile mindset, which is actually dictated by four core things: your right mindset, the values, the agile values, 4 values, which we study in the Agile manifesto, the 12 principles, and all the tools and practices that we have, like Scrum, XP, Kanban, and so on. So if you can see from this this diagram, the mindset is actually the thing that dictates all of this. If you have the right mindset, all these values and principles and tools and practices will start becoming more fruitful, because you have the right mindset. And on the other hand, if you have the wrong mindset, no matter what kind of values and principles you come up with, no matter the kind of tools you implement or practices you put in place, it's not going to give you that better results unless you fix the mindset problems. So this is what we call agile mindset, which is all the values, principles, and practices coming together into play under the umbrella of the right mindset. So when we talk about agile mindset, agile is actually a mindset. Some people confuse agile as a methodology or framework. Agile is mindset. That's why we say you have to be more agile instead of just doing agile. So it's more about being, it's more about the mindset, your thought process.
Yeah. So the point in also in the previous slide, what I would like to tell, for instance, and we spoke about a certain practice in Scrum, which is the daily stand-up. Okay, and we spoke about the daily stand-up when you are applying this with the wrong mindset and with the right mindset. So in agility, there's a very important value, and this is the value number one, which is individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Okay, so the synergy, the collaboration is very, very important. So this value is manifested in a lot of principles, which is values, face-to-face communication, and so on. And finally, there's a practice, many practices related to individuals and interactions. One of them is the daily stand-up. So in the daily stand-up itself, if we are caring about the values and the principles of agility, and every practice that we are doing, we are linking this to a certain value or a certain principle, then we're going to get the benefit of it. It will impact our thoughts while we are doing the process. And this is actually will give us the best benefit of the process. But if we are applying the practices blindly without any mindset, then we're going to get a huge dysfunction. And then we're going to ask why the team is not engaged, why they are not focused. Okay, so because they are applying practices or processes without having the proper mindset.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about some indicators. So what are the agile mindset indicators? Indicators are the things which help us identify whether we have the right mindset or not. So these are some of the examples. These are not all of them. These are some of the examples to help us understand how we can see whether we have the right mindset or not. So for example, the first one, failure is considered as learning opportunity. So let me ask you, how many of you up till now consider the failure as a learning opportunity? Generally speaking, people usually take failure as something which is bad. We should not fail. Failure is not right. If we fail, there will be penalties, like we will be behind schedule, the project will fail, or there will be bad reviews about our performances and all. So basically, generally people take failure as a bad thing. So if that is the case, you ask yourself, do you consider failure as something bad or something good as a learning opportunity? If you consider it as a bad thing, you have a fixed mindset. If you consider it as a learning opportunity or an opportunity to grow and learn new things and improve yourself, then you have the right mindset, which is growth mindset or agile mindset. Yeah. So as Shri is saying, if you believe in this, then you have then this is an indicator that tells you that you have the agile mindset or growth mindset. Similarly, ask yourself whether the people around you, in your team, in your organization, are they intrinsically motivated? When we say intrinsically, it means naturally motivated. Like generally, without any other factor involved, are they generally motivated? Like for example, let's say your annual increment is coming next month. Which is, I assume, for example, the entire team gets an annual increment in month of May, for example. Naturally, in month of April, everybody will be motivated. So this is not a natural or not an organic environment. So we are not talking about these kind of scenarios. We are talking about generally, naturally, are the people motivated? If they are motivated, then this means that the people generally have the growth mindset because they value why they are feeling motivated. Maybe they value their contribution to the team. Maybe they are happy with what they are doing. Or there could be a number of factors. If they are generally motivated, then you can say that the team as a whole and you as an individual inside the team have the growth mindset because you are contributing to that motivation as a team member. But if that is not the case, your people around you are not so motivated and they are usually very discouraged, or they are just doing the things just for the sake of doing it. Then you can see, okay, there is a mindset problem there. We kind of have not so agile mindset or fixed mindset. Similarly, if your team welcomes the diversity of thought, like difference of opinion, I can disagree with my manager, even though I'm junior than him. I can disagree and I can tell him, okay, sir, what you are saying, I respect that, but based on my understanding, this is why this is not right in this particular situation. Do you think your team can do that in front of your top management or in front of your management, and how your management will react to that? Do they react positively to that, or do they take it as a criticism? So these are the indicators. If they take it as negatively, or they take it as criticism, or they take it as something bad, then fixed mindset. If they embrace it, welcome it, and your team basically knows that they can express themselves, that means we have the growth mindset or agile mindset. And once we have all these things in place, you can see the people will have fun at work. So this is another indicator. If the people enjoy their work, if they have fun at work, they have the growth mindset or agile mindset. If they don't, it's kind of a fixed mindset environment. Similarly, if they are working at sustainable pace, like the delivery and the quality is sustainable at one pace, it does not fluctuate that much. Another indicator of having agile mindset, are they ready to embrace the change, open to change? Are they practicing the honest transparency? What do we mean by honest transparency is like, even if there is something bad happened in the project, like I made a mistake. If I have a fixed mindset, I will try to hide it. I will not share it with anyone unless they discover it. And I will pray they don't discover it. But if I have agile mindset, if I do a mistake, that can have bigger implications on the project or the whole life cycle of the project. Then I should share it. I should tell the right people that this is what happened. Even though I did it, it's my mistake. I acknowledge it and I share it, so we can do something to not cause more damage on the project because of my failure. So that is what we call honest transparency. It's not just transparency, but honest transparency. If even in case of something bad, we are open to share. So do we practice that in our team? Ask yourself. If that is there, then you can say your team or you yourself have agile mindset. If not, then it's a fixed mindset. And then your team always communicate and collaborate instead of working individually in silos. And they are always open to share knowledge. If I learn something new, or if I come up some new practices, or if I did something new, I should be happy and open to share with my team, and don't consider my team as my competition. If I learn something, my team should also learn that. If I know of something which is helpful, I should share with my team so they also get benefit from there. If I hold the information to myself and I consider, okay, if I share with them, they will also grow. Only I should grow, they should not grow, they are my competition. If I consider these kind of things, then I have a fixed mindset. But if I consider my team success as my success, and I also look for others to improve as well, then I have a agile mindset. So these are some of the indicators. There are more, but these are we just try to put some most common ones, just the easier ones for you to go and check yourself and your organization and your team and see what kind of mindsets you have. This can be an activity for you for the next week. Just whenever you are at work, start observing these for yourself and for your team, and see what kind of mindsets you have and what are the things you have to work on. For example, sometimes what happens is we do some of these things, but we don't do some of these things. So that means we have agile mindset on some of the things, but we have fixed mindset on some of the other things. That means those other things we need to improve on. We need to change the way we are doing those things. For example, I might be considering failure as a opportunity, but at the same time, I'm not open to share my knowledge with others. So I should start fixing that knowledge sharing part. So this can be an activity for yourself as well. Haitham, anything for you from you on
Yeah,
this?
yeah, and I would like to combine all of this in one story. Okay, so yeah, I would like you to imagine that you are in organization with this agile growth mindset, and they are believing in the people. Okay, and that the people that can be engaged, motivated, and they will drive them to success. So if I have such belief as a management, then I will make the strategy, the roadmaps transparent to all of them. I will share this knowledge. Okay, because people have values, people have mindset, they have beliefs, they have principles. So if they know the strategy, if they know the high goals, they're going to be highly motivated and engaged. Okay, and I do understand that sometimes we're going to succeed and sometimes we're going to fail, from management point of view. So I'm going to have safety where we have a lot of learning opportunities and experimentation, okay, to check different alternatives till they find the right effort to deliver something, okay? So having this is totally different than if I'm thinking about people that they are not trusted or they are not engaged. So I'm going to keep the strategy and the roadmap for myself, and just I'm going to tell them to do this piece and that piece and then this piece, and I'm going to make micromanagement and command and control. By this, people will never reach their potential to deliver something creative and something innovative. Okay, so there is a huge difference between adopting a growth mindset and agile mindset and believing in people and giving them the information so that they can create, motivate, innovate, and being motivated, then having this information and keeping this from the employees and just direct them by small pieces. Okay, so it's a huge difference, and that's why the agile mindset is very important, because it drives all the behavior, all the actions from management and from the employees' point of view.
Thank you, Haitham. So the next one is the enablers. Haitham, you wanna take us through
Yeah.
these?
Yes. So for the enablers, yeah, and we spoke about transparency, and the transparency has to be in the company values and the company vision, mission, strategy, roadmap. All of this has to be transparent. And as I mentioned, that since I believe in people and they are uh, creative and so on, so I have to give them the material so that they can innovate. Okay, if I hide this information from them, they don't have the right information to innovate and to do creative stuff. If I do this, this means that I trust them. Okay, by giving this information, empowering them is that I giving them the space to do experimentation. Okay, of course, doesn't mean that I don't have checkpoints. I have checkpoints, and I'm checking we are in the right track or not. Okay, but I'm doing this for guiding them, not for judging their efforts. Okay, so I'm trying to build this self-organized, motivated team that is aligned with the company's values and the strategy to deliver valuable work. And if they fail, I support them so that they going to succeed in the next step. So by this, since we fail and then succeed, this means that we have a continuous improvement culture, or a Keynesian culture, where we are learning from our mistakes, okay, and we are improving our work step by step. So this is for sure is not. We are not treating people as resource. We are treating them as human beings, creative, have a mission in their life, and it has to be aligned with the mission and values and the strategy of the company. Okay, Jamil, you can proceed.
Yeah. So just to add on top of what you said, so basically, what do we mean by enablers? As you saw in the previous slide, sorry, but let me go back. So these are the indicators that tell you whether you have the agile mindset or not in yourself or in your team, in your organization. So if you have these, you can say that you can judge based on these things whether you have the agile mindset or not. Enablers, on the other hand, are the things that help you bring that agile mindset if it's not there. So what are the factors or what are the things that help you promote the agile mindset in yourself, in your team, or in your organization? So for example, if you have transparency in your organization, if you implement that, that will actually lead to development of agile mindset in yourself and in your team gradually. So these are the things which you can start putting together or putting in place in your organization or in your daily routine to promote more agile mindset. It's a process, it's an ongoing process. It takes time. Agile mindset is not something you sleep today and you wake up tomorrow with the agile mindset. It's a gradual process and it takes time. So these are the things. Some of the things, not all of the things are here. We just put together like 9 items for example. There are more. You can self-organize and you can add more to it. But to start with, these are the few things which you can put in place to foster or promote that agile mindset. And you can also start looking into these, like if you have like 1, 2, 3, 4 of these already in place, then what are the remaining ones which you can start adding and become more, uh, you know, agile mindset oriented team or individual. So Haitham has already discussed the first three. The fourth one is if you have a culture where people are not treated as just resources, they are treated as valued team members, um, then this is another enabler that can help promote the agile mindset. If you have the mentality where the persons, people are just treated as resources that can easily be replaced or fired or removed from the team, um, then this is not the right thing. This is more towards the fixed mindset. In agile mindset, we treat them as a valued team members, even though their contribution is less, even though they are juniors, it doesn't matter. They are part of the team and they are as equal as me or anybody else in the team. So we should groom them, we should promote them, encourage them, motivate them, and respect them as well. So it goes back to the trust and empowerment point as well. We should practice servant leadership. Now, this is a different topic in itself, and I believe we are going to have one of the episode on this particular topic in itself. But I will just explain it very briefly here. Servant leadership is always, as the name suggests, leader as a servant. So you always, as a leader, you don't put yourself first, you put your team first. And then this is for the managers or the top management in the organization. You don't dictate things. You work as a servant to the team to provide them whatever they need to deliver things. It can be resources, it can be the motivational part, it can be the increments or the right tools, anything that helps them deliver better quality results and improve. So this is what we call servant leadership. If you are practicing that, that is a good enabler to promote the agile mindset in yourself and in the team. And if you are always focused to deliver value, continuous delivery of value, this is one of the core agile values as well, uh, where we always focus towards the goal. We always focus towards generating the value. If that is our goal throughout the process, then this is a good enabler. We are not focusing on the plans. We are not sticking to the plans. We are not sticking to the deadlines. We are always focused to deliver continuous values as soon as possible. So that is another right enabler. Enable fast and regular feedbacks. Very important thing because what happens in fixed mindset environment or traditional command and control or project management environment is the feedbacks are not sought that regularly, or they are sought towards the end of the iteration. That can cause a lot of problems or reworks and all. So feedback regularly and fast and prompt feedbacks are important for continuous improvement and retrospective as well. We should celebrate success as a team and as individuals. If you deliver success, why not celebrate it? Why not make people happy and get together, have a nice talk and all? That helps release the stress, help the bonding with the team, so your team gets to know people in the team outside the work activities. This is very important to create that culture of trust, connection, social networking, and that whole team bonding part. Once the team starts to gel like a team, they will always trust each other. They will always help each other, and they will grow as a team. So they will definitely deliver better results. And always have people-friendly policies. We are always striving to implement processes and policies um, that will give us, we think will give us the results, and they are anti-people. The people generally are not happy with those policies. They are against those people's interests. So we should instead focus on implementing the policies that are people friendly. We should make life easier for them instead of making it difficult for them. So these are some of the enablers. If we have them in place, even if we don't have agile mindset today, if we have these things in place, slowly, gradually, people will start developing agile mindset. These are the enablers that help promote the agile mindset in individuals and in the teams and in the organization. So if you think your organization doesn't have the agile mindset, or your team doesn't have the agile mindset, start putting these things in place and you will see the results gradually. Anything from you, Haitham, on this, or we are good?
Let's move to the exercise. Yeah.
Yes, sure. So now that we have covered almost all the things, we'll come to the Q&A part, but we have put together a small exercise for you. I will put the link in the chat. You can open the link, or you can just scan the QR code on the screen to open it on your mobile if you are your mobile. I will just switch to that exercise quickly just to show you what this is about. So let me just open it. Once you open it, you will see this question. So basically if you open this, there are 5 items here. Okay. We want you to prioritize them. Like first, what is the first item, second, third, and fifth? So the way you need to rank is you need to read these 5 and see what is for you. What is the most important thing out of these? The thing you consider as most important, put it at first, then the next important thing, and then the next, and then the next. Once you are done with the 5, just submit the result. All right. If you experience any difficulty accessing this, or if you have any questions, just feel free to unmute and ask me.
Okay, so if you started the exercise, then you just at least raise your hand.
Okay, we have 1 hand raised. 2 now. Somebody said, okay. Let me just pull this up. Meanwhile, let me just stop sharing my screen for a minute.
Okay.
All right, I can see 5 people have submitted this. Let me share the screen again so we can see. Whenever you are done, just feel free to let us know. We will review the results when everybody is done. Or raise your hand if you are done. I think that's the better approach. I think you are gonna fill this as well.
No, I'm not going to fill it. And let's see the audience ranks. How many submitted?
I think 7.
Okay, 7 submitted.
Although we have 6 hands raised, but the submissions are 7. So we have 1 more submission now. Okay. All right, I guess we have 10 submissions, so let's discuss the results.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, others can submit. All right, the reason we wanted to do this small exercise is to see collectively as a, we will call ourselves team, like around 20 people we are in the session. We as a team, what do we believe in? How do we rank these? So as per the ranking so far, most of us believe that the most important thing is to always focus on building the right things. So, Haitham, what do you suggest? This is something on fixed mindset or growth mindset?
Well, actually, it shouldn't be always focusing on building the right thing, okay?
Yeah,
Because sometimes you have a huge uncertainty, and this may lead to the analysis paralysis. Okay, so you're going to think about delivering the right thing, while maybe there should be an experimentation, and from that experimentation, you can be okay with having a failure or a success. And from the failure, it's going to be a learning opportunity. And if it is a success, of course, the team can celebrate this. But uh, it's good to build the right thing, but it's not always that you can do it, because sometimes you have a huge uncertainty and you have to explore by a lot of experimentation. And maybe most of this experimentation will lead to failure, but it will lead to also learning. Okay.
yeah. So the keyword here is basically always.
Yeah.
Focusing on building the right thing is fine, but if you are trying to do that always, that means you are basically not open to failure. So that's why this is not the growth mindset uh, based thing. So if most of us believe that, that means most of us, no Francis, most of us believe in fixed mindset. This is just activity to see where do we stand collectively. Second priority thing is build happy teams that work well together. So we are talking about team happiness, which means a lot of things. We are putting the team first in summary, which is related to growth mindset. So this is at number two, fine. Um, so this is related to growth mindset. Most of us believe that the team's happiness should be important and considered. So this is related to growth mindset. The third one is to be able to change priorities quickly. This was like the easiest of all. This is for related to agile mindset, because we can change things on the go. We can reprioritize, and we are open to change. Basically, this is what it says. So this is also related to growth mindset or agile mindset. Uh, Fourth is pure fixed mindset, because we are always striving to minimize the cost and schedule. We are not saying, when I say pure fixed mindset, it doesn't mean that in agile mindset we don't try to minimize cost and schedule. But again, the keyword here is always. So when you always try to do that, you will not experiment. You will try to always stick with the plans. You will not experiment. You will resist the change. Um, you will not take risks, basically. So that means you are working more towards you're working mainly in a fixed mindset, and be able to replace the workers easily. That means we are just considering them as just resources, just like any other tool or any other thing in the organization, which is a very bad approach. So we always put team first, people first, their happiness first. If you consider that we should be easily able to replace them, then that is exactly what fixed mindset tells us about. Okay, so this activity was just to help us see what we have learned and what we consider these things as, just to give us a retrospective what kind of mindset we have. All right, so I guess all of this was helpful and clear, and we took some learning out of it. If you have any questions, please feel free to unmute and ask us if you have any questions. Um, and I think we are.
Yeah, I have one thing to add,
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
that يعني the agile mindset, and of course there is waterfall mindset, and based on the context, you may choose the waterfall mindset or the agile mindset. Okay, so for instance, sometimes when I work in governmental projects, there was a focus actually about building the right thing. Okay, so there was a huge focus about that, but the context actually was requiring things like that. Okay, or having this kind of thoughts. Okay, but the point, if you have uncertainty and you have a lot of business dynamics and a lot of competition, then always focus on building the right thing wouldn't fit. It would collide with the context. Okay, so understand the context very well, and based on the context, choose the right mindset. And I remember also when we are working in our governmental projects, when we deliver the right thing, then finally the product is available to citizens. And by this, we have to switch immediately to the agile mindset, because we're going to get a lot of feedback. And this feedback can be from the social media or complaints in the call center. And you have to be very, very responsive to this. Okay. So the same product, while you're working in the same product, you may work with a certain mindset, and then you're going to switch to another mindset because the context changes from a certain product phase to another phase.
All right. Yeah, exactly. So context is very important. This is like what we have discussed here is just like general, just to give an idea. But yeah, context is important. Some things in the right context, people have to, self-organize. All right. So let's go back to the slide deck, and I think we have put together one reference here, the Agile Mindset by Gil Broza. It's a very good book if you want to read more about Agile Mindset. There are some more resources, but we just kept one for the sake of simplicity. If you want to know more books on this topic, feel free to reach out. I will share some more resources with you. But this is a very good resource to start with. All right, questions. If you have any questions, just feel free to unmute and ask. We are 4 minutes over already, but we are here for 10 minutes if you have any questions.
Yeah, hi, Jamil, it's Sri here. So yeah, I asked here in the chat too. So something mentioned Kaizen on the slide 14. So if you can explain a little bit there on that, that will be helpful.
Sure, I will pass it to Haitham.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Kaizen culture actually is actually continuous improvement. Okay, so it's about empowering people. Okay, so that and making things, of course, transparent to them, so that they're going to improve the system step by step. So this is in high level what is Kaizen culture. So it's much more meant to continuous improvement, and try to seek improvements in the quality, in the process, in your product delivery, in your communication with the team, in your communication with the customers, and so on. So this is what's meant, in a short, what is meant by Kaizen culture.
Okay. Short, slow improvement, slow, steady improvement.
Any other questions? I've put the profile link, my link and Haitham's LinkedIn on chat. I would be happy if you want to connect. I think somebody asked. No questions other than this.
Assalamu alaikum. It's not a question, it's a greeting. First of all, thanks for the session. Hi Sam, this is your old colleague Ahmed Talawi.
Ahmed, hello Ahmed. How's everything? Good?
All good. Thanks a lot for the session and the insights, and Ramadan Kareem, everyone.
Ramadan Kareem, thanks a lot. It's nice to know that you are here.
I can also see my teacher here, Sharik Bakar. Just somehow he's mute.
Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam.
I'm not your teacher anymore, Jamil. You are my teacher now. We teach each other.
You are always my teacher.
Thank you very much for this interesting session, and thank you, Haitham, and
Thanks a lot.
Ramadan Kareem.
Yeah, Ramadan Kareem to you too.
All right. So I guess we don't have any other questions. We will announce the next episode on. So I think people here came from different channels. Either you came from LinkedIn or your meetup group. So we have 3 meetup groups. We will announce it on LinkedIn and the 3 meetup groups, and hopefully we will be looking forward to meet you in the next episode. And the recording of this will be also posted on all these channels. I would suggest to follow my channel on YouTube. It's just these recordings. So you can, even if you miss something in future, you can get the hand on recordings. It was great connecting with all of you, and Ramadan Kareem to everyone, and we'll be looking forward to see you in the next session.
Ramadan Kareem. Okay,
Jamil, hi, Shri here. Sorry that I'm taking a couple of more minutes.
No
So
worries.
yeah, I have attended, lot many sessions, and this session was really, helpful, and I learned something, I can say. So that's what we look into, right? So wherever we go, we try to learn something about it. Yeah, but this session really helped a lot. Thanks so much. You did a great job, Jamil and Haytham. Thank you.
Thank you. We just,
Thanks.
as per what we learned, we are just trying to promote Agile Mindset. So whatever we know, we are just sharing our knowledge. That's the whole point of this. And just to connect with all of you. So every session we meet new people and we connect with more people. So it's good as well.
Sure.
Thank you, everyone. I'll be
Thank you.
sharing the recording in next couple of days, inshallah.
Thanks, Haytham.
Okay.
Thank you. Take
Thanks.
care.
Thanks a lot. Okay, bye.